Well, folks, we have bad news. Student loan repayments are restarting on the 5th of May. May the 4th be with you. It's the 5th of May.
Cinco de Mayo, ain't that a bitch?
Ain't that a bitch? It's going to be no party this Cinco de Mayo.
Nope.
And already the numbers are in. Only 38% of student loan borrowers are up to date on their payments. 4 million are between 3 to 6 months behind. And 5 million are over 9 months behind. And that's after a nearly 4-year pause.
Yeah.
Pause. So, what do you think is going to happen when these student loan payments start popping up again?
We ain't paying. That's pretty obvious. You said how many people are over 9 months?
5 million over 9 months.
Yeah.
4 million between 3 to 6 months.
Well, there you go. I ain't paying. I know that much. I haven't even looked in that.
Sheesh.
How much? I'm sure it's not even that much. I got maybe $10,000 in student loans allegedly. Allegedly. Because I think Biden forgave, or at least he forgave my mom's half. He didn't forgive my half. Because if you're a government employee, there was a period where, he was forgiving students. So my mom is clear. I'm not.
Damn.
I think I owe 10. I mean, allegedly I owe $10K. But maybe I'll just have 2 kids to pay.
Pay
it
your 2
back.
kids $5,000 each is what you're talking about. Yeah. It's,
what about you? You owe money?
No, thank God. No, I don't owe any money. No student loans. Thank God. But it's a pretty fucked situation for my fellow brothers and sisters, and I don't think it's cool the way that student loans have been handled. And some points I wanted to bring up is how student loans have changed. Because in 1994, the Department of Education took over student loans. Before, banks handled them. And banks handled student loans pretty much just like mortgages, right? So you could think of yourself almost as a house where you had an amortization table and you knew exactly what you were paying and how long it would take for you to pay them off. And then in 94, when the DOE took it over, they're like, we're going to do this way better. And they thought they could. And instead of making it like a mortgage, it's now, ironically, it's like a credit card statement. And it's like a credit card debt where the interest compounds on itself every month. So your interest has interest on it, basically. And that's why there's all these people out there saying, I paid off my original principal balance.
Yeah.
And I owe even more.
So what I'm hearing is we are student loan. We're about to have student loan plantations.
We already do.
Yeah, where you're going to be working for the rest of your life on some university. Maybe, you know what? We could just go live on the Disney communities and go work for Goofy and Mickey and be their slaves. And they're serfs. I'm sorry, not slaves, serfs. That's the correct term.
And then live in the attics of the houses on the Disney plantation.
Exactly. We can live on the Disney plantation and build whatever they need.
Yeah.
Because there's no chance we're getting out of this hole to pay for this education, which it doesn't even make sense. You shouldn't be paying. If there was a shooting at your school, your education should be free right there.
I like that. That's true.
You know, I have that clause where it's like if your roommate or somebody you know dies, you get straight A's for the rest of the year.
No, it's true.
I don't know. I just saw it in a 90s movie, and I've ran with it ever since. But I'm saying this should be a true thing. I've run with things I've seen in movies. So I'm like,
that's
if
crazy.
There's a shooting on your school, free education for the rest of it. Because they failed to provide a safe environment for you to learn. Now you telling me you got to pay $20,000 for that trauma?
On top of it.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You were in the military for like a day. You survived active duty.
That's true. And you get benefits from that if you're in the military.
100%. And I think they should literally, imagine how quickly the gun problem would get solved.
Right.
If they had that in the clause.
Right.
But let's be honest, we ain't paying.
My biggest issue is when you buy a house, you know the product that you're getting.
That's true.
It might be a shitty house, but you know what you're getting. You know what you signed up for. You see it. With student education, the product is invest in yourself, and you'll be able to pay this off. And that didn't happen. Now, to be fair, if you got an art history degree,
film degree,
I'm sorry, it's very stupid. You shouldn't take $300,000 out to do that at NYU.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't take that.
Yeah.
I think I took like $40,000.
We can't all be Spike Lee.
That's true. We can't all be Spike Lee. But what I would say is, listen, kids, learn to trade. There's a lot of Gen Zers that are doing this now. There's like plumbing, there's electrical.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I was in college. I went to Cal State Long Beach, and then they were like, everyone who's transferring to become like an engineer or something like that, out of like 600 people, 3 people got up. And I knew back then, I was a journalism major. Yeah. But I was like, back then I was like, oh man, we're fucked. If only 3 people got up for engineering, everybody else was like, oh, I'm a psychology major. It's like, look, at a certain point, nigga, we can't all be in therapy. Yeah. Somebody's got to be working and fixing shit. I don't want my guy coming in to unplug my pipe to be like, oh, I don't know, I'm a little depressed today. I don't know how I feel about this. It's like, oh, let's talk about it. It's like, nigga, get up there, pull the shit out of the...
Fix my shit.
Yeah, fix the shit.
Yeah.
We need some actual, like, you know, tradesmen again.
That, medicine also. And you don't have to be a doctor. You can be a med tech. You can like work X-ray or CAT scan machines. They mint money. They print money. Be a dental assistant, hygienist.
Yeah. My great grandmother did that.
Some baddies doing that.
1000%. Or start selling feet pics online. Anything.
There's too many of that shit.
Listen,
AI is gonna take that.
That's true. AI is gonna take the feet pic money, but get in while you can right now. But the point is, don't go into debt for an education that you know is not worth anything. I mean, other countries, they get it for free. They pay higher taxes, but they also get, you know, health insurance, free education. And let's be honest, their education ain't shit.
No.
So why are we paying for something we know ain't gonna be worth nothing?
Yeah. And I know a lot of people who watch they might be like, well, you signed the paperwork, you paid for this shit, it's on you. You're not wrong, but it's also a messed up system. So I'm willing to say you're not wrong, but you have to say it's a fucked up system.
I'm 17. How you gonna hold me to what I did when I was 17? You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I just know the comments.
I wish I could say that to every person that got married and is divorced. I'm like, nigga, you signed the paper.
Yeah.
Stay with her forever. You said to, what was it? Have and hold through sickness and wealth in the eyes of God.
Yeah.
And look at you. You divorced. You don't take care of your kids.
Right.
You cheating. And I'm a piece of shit because I'm 17 and I made this decision. You was a grown man or woman and fucked your whole life up.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the horrible person.
Right.
I signed a piece of paper. What the fuck does that even... That's a horrible logic.
I understand.
You signed a piece of paper. The founding father signed a piece of paper. Look at us now.
We're not doing that great.
Yeah. Who's upholding that?
Some people are doing good here, but, you know, not that many. But get into the trades. Do not take on student debt. Do not believe anyone who says that. Do not do it. Maybe 10K. Maybe 10 bands. That's it.
Oh, you know? for to go to school?
Maybe. That's it.
Listen,
avoid it.
The smartest quote I ever heard was, you can spend $1. No, you can spend, was it $1 at the library? I don't even know how you spend $1 at the library, but it's like you can get everything at the library that you would get in college for free. So if it's the knowledge, literally, and the $1 would only be the money you spend on a bookmark. So truthfully, it's like, if you want the knowledge, it's there, it's free. And you should get to libraries while they can because they're closing those.
Yep.
But let's be honest, the only reason you're going to school is to get a piece of paper so you can go work for these tech giants, and the tech giants are laying you off anyway. So
facts.
What's the future in this? Your job's going to be replaced by the time you get out. If you're learning coding, AI is going to do that. Graphic design, AI is doing that. Film, AI is doing that.
Right.
Writing, AI is doing that. It's like you're already obsolete. You know, learn something that AI can't do, which is change a light bulb.
Yeah.
You know?
Figure out a problem people have in the real world. Go solve it.